Hi everyone, we're Group 2. Today we're going to introduce and analyze food poisoning cases in Hong Kong. And this is our group member, and I'm Chen Ximing. And this is our content. First, we will talk about the news reports that we selected. And we're going to find out what barriers caused the food poisoning. And then we're going to move on to salmonella and the norovirus. After that, we're going to talk about the cause of the food poisoning, and at the end, we will talk about the prevention of getting food poisoning. And let me introduce the news report that we selected. And their ex-customers suffer from food poisoning at Mongolia barbecue in Mong Kok. And these cases happened in 13th of October in this year. And the people suffering from food poisoning are total 8 people, and they're aged between 17 and 48 years old. And the incubation period is 33 to 43 hours. And the symptoms is vomiting and diarrhea and fever. And the suspected barriers are salmonella and norovirus. In the case, the Food Safety Center dispatched personnel and investigate suspected the people are aided gilded oyster and lamb skewers caused food poisoning. And then we're going to introduce the salmonella.
Let me introduce salmonella. So there's a few characteristics of salmonella. They are negative bacteria and they have a rod shape like the figure in the right side, and also is facultative anaerobic, which means they can survive in both with oxygen or with oxygen. And they have their motility, which means they can move by themselves, and they are pathogenic, so they will make people sick. And they have ability to sense the temperature, and they have a antigenic structure. And there's a few causes of salmonella, and first it can found in some contaminated food product, for example eggs, dairy product, and fish. Also, they can be found in some plant-based foods, for example bean paste, tofu product. Also, they can be found in some cockroaches, rats, or other pests contaminating food. And they could be found in food stored for too long.
Now I'm going to talk about the pathogenesis of the salmonella. First entry, they will enter the host through the gastrointestinal. And the second thing, adherence, they will adhere to the epithelial cells of the intestinal lining. The third thing is the invention. They will invent the epithelial cells using a type 3 description system called TVSS. And the fourth thing is the intracellular survival. They will reside in a niche called the salmonella containing vacuole. And the fifth thing is the discrimination. In some cases, salmonella can spread beyond the intestine into the bloodstream, leading to the system infections. And the last thing is the disease manifestations. They will cause the gastroenteritis, lead to the diarrhea and the fever.
Now I would like to talk about the signs and symptoms of salmonella. One of the most common symptoms of the salmonella infection is the diarrhea. This often presents as watery stones, and in some cases it may even contain blood. Alongside diarrhea, many people experience abdominal pain. This discomfort often manifests as cramping or general discomfort in the abdomen. A rise in body temperature is another symptom associated with salmonella. Fever may be accompanied by chills as the body fights off the infection. Many affected by salmonella also report feeling of nausea, which may lead to vomiting. This symptom can exacerbate dehydration, especially in severe cases of diarrhea. A headache is another common complaint among those infected. This can be due to dehydration or the body's inflammatory response to the infection. Lastly, individuals may feel a sense of general weakness or fatigue. It is important to note the incubation period for Salmonella. Symptoms typically appear within 6 to 72 hours after exposure to the bacteria. Once symptoms begin, they may last from 4 to 7 days. Certain populations are more vulnerable to severe symptoms, including infants, older adults, and those with weakness in milk symptoms. For these individuals, the infection can lead to more serious health complications. First, let's highlight some key characteristics of norovirus. Norovirus is a small virus, which means it can easily spread. Its long enveloped structure contributes to its resilience in virus environments, allowing it to survive on surface for extended periods. As an RNA virus, norovirus has a unique mechanism of replication that affects how it spreads and responds to treatments. This also contributes to its strain variability, meaning that different strains can emerge over time, complicating our ability to control outbreaks. Now, virus is extremely contagious. Just a few viral particles can cause infection, making it easy to spread in crowded places such as schools or nursing homes. The primary illness associated with norovirus is gastroenteritis, which lead to symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, and stomach pain. This condition can be particularly observed in vulnerable populations, including young children and the elderly. One of the striking features of norovirus infections is the rapid onset of symptoms, often within 12 to 48 hours after exposure. Fortunately, while the symptoms can be intense, they typically last only 1 to 3 days. Norovirus exhibits significant strain variability. This means that immunity to one strain does not guarantee immunity to another, making it challenging to develop effective vaccine. Now, let's discuss how norovirus spreads. One of the primary ways norovirus is transmitted is through consuming food or water contaminated with the virus. This can happen at any stage of food preparation or serving. Direct contact with vomits from an infected person is a significant transmission route. It highlights the importance of hygiene, especially the caregiving situations. The virus can survive on surface for days or even weeks. Touching contaminated items and then touching your mouth or face can lead to infection. During episode of vomiting, virus-laden droplets can become airborne, contaminating the surrounding area. This can lead to further spread, especially in enclosed space.
Now I'm going to talk about the pathogenesis of the norovirus. First entry, they will enter the body through the mouth and travel to the intestines. And then there were infections of the intestinal cells. Once in the intestine, norovirus targets and infected intestinal epithelial cells. And the third thing is the replications. After entry, norovirus hijacks the host cell's machinery to the replicate its RNA and produce viral proteins. And the fourth is the cell's damage. The infections lead to the cell death and the damage to the intestinal lining. And failures, atrophy, and inflammations. And the fifth is the immune response. The host immune system responds to the infections, which can lead to the symptoms like diarrhea, vomiting. 6. Symptoms and disease manifestations. Infections typically result in acute gastroenteritis characterized by nausea, vomiting, diarrhea.
So about the signs and symptoms of norovirus. One of the hallmark symptoms of norovirus infection is the sudden onset of vomiting. This can be quite sharp and often occurs without much warning, making it particularly distressing for those affected. Alongside vomiting, individuals typically experience watery diarrhea. These symptoms can be accompanied by abdominal pain or cramping. Many people also report feeling nauseous. Abdominal pain is another common symptom. This discomfort can range from a slight ache to more intense cramping, contributing to the overall feeling of illness. Some individuals may develop a low-grade fever during their illness, while not always present. Norovirus can also lead to headache and muscle pain, often accompanied by a general feeling of malaise. This can make it difficult to carry out daily activities and can further contribute to the overall sense of unwellness. Now, let's discuss the incubation period of norovirus. Symptoms typically appear within 12 to 48 hours after exposure to the virus. Most people develop symptoms within 1 to 3 days of infection. It is important to note that the incubation period can vary based on the individual's immune system and the amount of virus they are exposed to.
Now I'm going to talk about the clinical features, the signs and symptoms in the news. About the time of the sign and symptoms appears. First period, time of appears is 33 to 43 hours. They are 17 and 48 years old female. And the second period is 33 to 56 hours. And they are 2 male and 2 female aged 30 to 49. And the third period is 44 to 37 hours. 1 male and 1 female, aged 24 and 20. And the sign is fever, and the symptom is vomiting, nausea, diarrhea. Like my groupmate mentioned before, the signs and symptoms of the Salmonella and the norovirus incubate in 6 to 24 and 12 to 48 hours. Also, the customer have the corresponding sign and symptom. Therefore, they have a very high chances that food poisoning is caused by the Salmonella and the norovirus.
Now we are going to talk about the cause of the food poisoning in this restaurant. The first reason is the bacteria and virus infection. First, norovirus, which associated with the consumption of undercooked shellfish. It can infect from an infected person's contaminated food or water, or by touching contaminated surface. The second virus is Salmonella, which is from ingesting water or food contaminated with animal or human feces. Also, there are improper storage and handling in this restaurant. The food is stored in incorrect temperature. The high temperature can promote bacteria's growth. And the second is the cross contamination. The restaurant using the same container or utensil hold different foods. Especially raw food is easy to cause the cross contamination. Especially raw meat or fish and cooked food also should be stored separately to prevent the transfer of pathogens. Then, this restaurant have poor hygiene. Containers and environments used for food storage are not clean. So, the workers' lack of hand washing can also cause the poor hygiene and lead to the food poisoning. Next, there are excessive storage time too, which the restaurant keeping food in the refrigerator or pantry for too long, which can increase the likelihood of spoilage. Finally, this restaurant using expired ingredients too. Expired ingredients may have already deteriorated. This can make them unsafe to consume.
Hello everyone, here is Chapman Ho speaking. Today I will share about the prevention. Here have 5 parts and I will do it one by one. Hand washing. Always wash your hand with soap and water. Before handling food, after using the washroom, after touching raw meat or poultry. Proper cooking. Ensure food is cooked by the right temperature, using a food thermometer. For example, ground meat should reach at least 71 degrees, while poultry should reach 74 degrees. Avoid cross-contamination. Prevent the transfer of harmful bacteria, using separate cutting boards for raw meat and other foods. Store raw food on the bottom shelf of the refrigerator to avoid dropping onto other foods. Check expiration dates. Regularly inspect food labels. Always check expiration date and discard any expired item. Be mindful of use by and best for date. Clean surfaces. Maintain a clean kitchen environment. Regularly sanitize countertops, utensils, and equipment. Use hot soapy water or a disinfectant to clean surfaces after preparing food. By following those simple steps, you can help ensure food safety
in your kitchen and reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses.
Here are some good advices for the restaurant. First, they should train all the staffs about the food safety. For example, how to have a proper hand washing, recognizing the expired date of food, and clean all the raw meat containers to prevent cross contamination. Second, they should have regular shop cleaning. They should make sure the kitchen and the main field are cleaned so it could avoid breeding of mosquitoes and cockroaches which transmit pathogens. Third, they should check the food quality by purchasing ingredients from certified wholesaler to prevent buying infected meat.
To sum up, I think it is very important for every restaurant to keep their food safe. The hygienic conditions of the restaurant directly affect the health of the customers. Therefore, maintaining a high standard of hygiene is the first step in the safeguarding the health of our customers. And this is our reference. Thank you.